Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for February 15th, 2025. If the Lord wills, from James chapter 4, verse 15. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will live and do this or that. It is easy to make plans with certainty, assuming that our future is in our own hands. We often think ahead, where we will go, what we will do, and how things will unfold. But James calls us to a different mindset, one that humbly acknowledges God's authority over our lives. Instead of confidently declaring what we will do, we should say, if the Lord wills, we will live and do this or that. This verse is not just about words. It is about the attitude of our hearts. It reminds us that our lives are dependent on God, not on our own strength, wisdom, or ambition. When we say, if the Lord wills, we recognize that He is sovereign over all things. This does not mean we should stop planning, but rather we should plan with humility, always submitting our desires and decisions to God's will. The Bible gives us many examples of those who sought God's will before acting. In Acts chapter 18, the Apostle Paul told the Ephesian believers, I will return to you if God wills. Paul understood that his plans were subject to God's direction. Jesus himself demonstrated this submission in the Garden of Gethsemane when he prayed, not my will, but yours be done. Now, if the Son of Man entrusted his future to the Father, how much more should we? Living with the mindset of, if the Lord wills, brings peace. Instead of worrying about the unknown, we should trust that God is in control. Instead of being anxious when our plans change, we can rest in the knowledge that His plans are always better. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9 says, the heart of man plans his ways, but the Lord establishes his steps. We may make plans, but it is ultimately God who directs our path. So as you look to the future, do so with faith and humility. Commit your plans to the Lord, seeking His guidance in all things. Whether in small daily choices or major life decisions, let your heart be aligned with His will. Say with confidence, if the Lord wills, and trust that whatever comes, He is working for your good and His glory. God's peace and many blessings be with you, and thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others.